Uncovering the secret to the pitcher's arm health, how nutrition plays a vital role. I'm Aaron Robinette, head coach of Athletic Power and Performance. I help aspiring athletes remove the roadblocks in their way so that they can unleash their athlete within. Athletic Power and Performance. Don't be a piece. Train holistically. There are far too many young pitchers needing and opting for surgery on their arm due to pain, injury, or hope that future arm issues can be averted. There is little preventative health out there when it comes to aspiring pitchers. One of the biggest areas that needs to be improved for the young pitcher is high quality nutrition. This is one of the videos in my series on arm health for the baseball pitcher. In this video, I will cover how nutrition quality can make or break a young pitcher when it comes to arm health. Next, I'll discuss how removing foods that cause the pitcher issues is a vital step towards improving arm health. Finally, I'm going to be discussing choosing the correct proportions of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates specific for the individual pitcher's needs will go a long way towards improving arm health and success for the aspiring pitcher. Point number 1, food quality and arm health. The quality of food directly rebuilds every cell in the body. These cells make up vital building blocks of the body, which includes the vital organs, the bones, the ligaments, the tendons, and the muscles. Specifically for the baseball pitcher, this nutrition rebuilds the arm and shoulder muscles, ligaments, and tendons, as well as the muscles, ligaments, and tendons of the rest of the body that's responsible for and supports the pitching motion. When the pitcher eats lower quality foods, this is incomplete nutrition. This means there's missing nutrients that rebuilds and repairs the body for the pitcher. Lower quality foods include highly processed foods and foods that are conventionally grown. A quick list of quality of foods includes, first, with meats. The highest is organic pasture raised that are fed what the animal was intended to eat. Then there's pasture raised, then there's organic, and the lowest quality is conventional. A quick note with what an animal was intended to eat. For instance, cows are designed to eat grass, not corn. With produce, the highest is certified organic or biodynamic. The next highest is organically grown. The lowest is conventional. With produce, fresh is always best, then frozen, with canned being the lowest quality. Point number 2, even when choosing the highest quality food, there is another area that the baseball pitcher must be aware of. This is ensuring that he is not consuming foods that his body does not like. Eating these foods cause internal organ inflammation, which often leads to poor core function. Core function is a key stabilizer and rotator of the body, both of which are vital for the pitcher to maintain arm health. The most common foods that cause internal organ inflammation are gluten, soy, and dairy. To determine if any of these foods are causing issues for the pitcher, he needs to remove all 3 of these foods at the same time for at least 1 month, but 3 months is more ideal. After the predetermined time that you remove those foods is up for the pitcher should reintroduce these foods back into his diet one at a time. For example, reintroduce gluten for 2 to 4 consecutive meals and pay attention to any negative side effects. These can include bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, or mental fog, just to name a few of the common issues. If there are any negative side effects when the food is reintroduced into the diet, this is a sign that this food is problematic for the pitcher, and this food should be removed and not included in his diet, at least not for now. The next step after the first food has been reintroduced is remove that food for 3 to 4 meals consecutively without any of these 3 foods before trying the next food. Repeat this same process for the second and then the third food as well. Let me know in the comments below if you need alternatives to these foods while you're doing this elimination diet process. Point number 3. Eating high quality foods and removing foods that do not work for the pitcher are two of the major building blocks for using nutrition to improve arm health. The final nutrition building block I'm discussing in this video is balancing the pitcher's blood sugar using the proper proportions of macronutrients, otherwise known as proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, specific for the individual pitcher. Balancing the macronutrients will level out and increase the energy levels for the pitcher. When the pitcher has low energy, there is a tendency to overuse his arm and a high probability his pitching mechanics will start to break down. Each person has a unique need of macronutrient proportions. I do perform an assessment that gets the right macronutrient balance in my bigger assessment I perform for my clients. But for the sake of this video, let me give you some guidelines to get you started and get you on your way to determine how to choose your macronutrients that better serve you. To start, these are signs and signals that you have a higher need for more protein and fat relative to carbohydrates. First, if you are more muscular. Also, if you need a bigger breakfast. If you tend to eat darker meats and you like darker meats. Also, if you live to eat. These are signs and signals that you have a higher need for carbohydrates, more so than proteins and fats. You tend to be a leaner athlete. You can do well on a light breakfast or no breakfast at all. You like lighter meats. You eat to live. The final point about macronutrients is these are not set in stone, and there's a lot of variables that can change the proportions of proteins and fats or proportions of carbohydrates you need relative to your base levels. So you'll have a tendency to need more protein and fat relative to your base levels if the weather is colder. The more strength training that you perform, the more explosive activities that you perform, you'll have a higher need for more carbohydrates relative to your normal needs if the weather is warmer, if you do more cardiovascular training, if you do more endurance activities, or if you're doing more light activities or even more rest or downtime. In this video, I'm just scratching the surface of how to overcome roadblocks in the athlete's way. For a deeper dive into unleashing the athlete within, get a copy of my book, Athlete Unleashed. Also check out my online program and individual coaching options at athleticpowerandperformance.com. That link is in the description below.